Hey guys, Kirk here from Kirk's Aquariums, bringing you guys yet another episode. In today's episode, we're going to do the Dymax fish food review. So, full disclaimer, this is just a simple, personal, giving out a bit of a review about it. I'm not in any way, shape or form telling anyone to stop using their current fish food or that this one that I'm about to review is going to be better than any other fish food that is currently on the market. It's just the food that I've been preferring to use for the last 6 months, and I've just had good results with it. So, without that out of the way, I'm also not sponsored by Dymax in any way, shape or form either. So without that all that out of the way, let's get into the video. So as you can see, I've been using this food for about 3 to 6 months now, about 6 months realistically, and I was going to do a video and like a bit of a review on this food like a bit earlier. But I just wanted to try not all of their foods, just a lot more variety of their foods, and for a longer period of time. And so I think 6 months is a pretty good time to be able to say yes or no to the food. And honestly, just from the start, it is quite a unique style of food in the way that it smells very garlicky, and that is because they actually add garlic to all their foods. So garlic, if you don't know, actually helps build the immune system of fish in small amounts, and it also helps attract food to fish, so attract fish to food I should say. So it really makes them want to attack the food, and that's exactly what they do when they're fed this type of food. So this food is the Dymax food, and it's been out in the market for a little while now. It's actually in pretty much most of the fish shops that I sort of go and visit locally, so they're definitely out and about. I'm not sure if they are worldwide or not. I don't know too much about Dymax. I just know that they are making a big impact at the moment in the aquarium industry, and they're pumping out some really quality products in my opinion. So I haven't tried half of their products yet, but the fish food was a bit of a big thing for me. I really wanted to find the fish food that was just going to be nice, and this one seems to be working really well. The fish really enjoy it, and the colour that comes out of the fish is just a nice, beautiful colour, especially in your reds and your yellows and the oranges. Just going to find a really nice, deep colour coming out. I find the Discus Gold variety brings out a lot of the nicer colour, and so does the Tropical Essential version as well. It's a really good one. There's a few other different types of foods they do on the market that I haven't tried yet. It's all this type of range and this type of packaging, but these are the ones sort of I've tried. So I've got a little bit of each food out here just to show you guys, so people that haven't actually bought this food know what they're sort of into. They're really quite a nice tin. It comes with your nice, I'll get the camera in here, you've got your silica gel bowls here to make sure no moisture gets in. They also give you a nice spoon as well, pretty much in almost all of them, except the Flake food, they don't give it to you in that. I'm not sure if they give it the spoon in all of their foods or not, but most of the foods I've been buying from them do have the little plastic scoop spoon in it, which is kind of nice. I've been collecting them myself, and so I've just pulled a little bit out here onto the lid. You can see versus my finger, these are the Algae Wafers, sorry, and they're a little bit. They're a good size, but they should be, I feel like they could be a little bit bigger. Some of my bigger plecos and my bigger bristlenose pretty much hog this entire one to themselves, so I guess that's probably why they give you so many in the packet, so you can feed a few of these into the tank. But overall, the plecos and the bristlenose really enjoy it. I even see some of my other fish pecking away at it as well on the ground. So that's the Algae Wafers by Dymax, and yeah, I'll spin it around here quickly. Almost knocked it over, that would have been bad. And we'll try and get the so it's like a nice protein and everything like that for it, and yeah, just really good for your plecos and algae eaters. So Dymax Algae Wafers, that's the first one. So moving to this one, this is the Dymax Tropical Flakes Essential. I really like this one. The flakes are really big, so you can actually feed it to bigger fish, and you can just crunch them up into smaller parts for your smaller fish as well. So I kind of like that the flakes are actually a decent size. I've been going through this big tin. This is the biggest sort of size you can buy from them, and yeah, just a really nice sort of variety flake. You've got all your different color flake in there and stuff like that. It actually smells quite nice as well. If for some reason I quite like the smell of it. I think it's the garlic that they add to it But it's just a really, really good food in my opinion. I've just been really enjoying watching my fish eat it. The fish seem to like it, and I've just noticed the fish seem to be looking nicer in colour. So I guess you can just about say that with almost any fish food, but you know, you find one that you like and it just seems to be a really nice food. And yeah, that's the sort of the flake food here. As you can see, yeah, nice and easy to crush up. It's quite a stiff, sort of hard flake, but once it goes in the water, it's quite nice. So we'll get to feeding them in a second, but yeah, I thought I'd show you the flake variety. So this one I quite like as well. It's a little bit more expensive, being that it's discus food. So discus food typically is usually a little bit more expensive than all your other foods, and that's usually because they've got a few extra added ingredients that just discus sort of need and want. And one of them is like beef heart and stuff like that. One of them is the krill as well, just to help with that nice colour. So I do feed it to some of my other fish because I don't actually own discus myself. But this one is a really nice food. I do enjoy it. The fish really, really enjoy it. They're small little sinking pellets. They're only about 2 mil in size, so most things can attack them pretty well. You wouldn't feed this to your microfish or anything like that, but most of your cichlids and stuff like that are going to eat it. Most of your angels are going to eat it. Stuff like that I find really, really works. You don't want to be feeding it to them all the time as the only food. As you can see here, I've got quite a variety of foods that I feed. And then I also feed live food as well as frozen food. So I don't believe in just feeding the one type of food forever to your fish. That's not going to build up a good immunity at all. Especially something like this, because it is really, really high in protein. Some fish just don't need that much protein in their diet as opposed to other fish. So giving them a good variety of all these types of foods, as well as frozen food and other stuff like that, is just going to help build a good variety diet into your fish's life. This is just, in my opinion, a really nice food as well. I've been enjoying feeding it, and I actually need to buy some more. It's just a little bit more expensive than all the other foods. But other than that, still a really, really good variety food for your fish. This one here is the Tropical Essential, and this one really is good for pretty much most of your smaller fish. So most of your tetras, your guppies, your betters, all those type of ones. I mean, they even say it on the front of the packet here, so it makes it quite easy when you're in the shop knowing which one to buy for your fish. But I mean, the flakes and the sinking granules are a really good universal sort of feed, because most of your fish are going to be able to eat that. Even your small fish and your bigger fish are going to eat it. Your bigger fish are still going to eat it, they're just going to need a lot more of it. But most of your smaller things like your guppies and stuff, I find really, really attack this food. I actually feed this one in particular to my small rainbow fish babies, and they just absolutely annihilate this. So that's really helping bring their colour through and just giving them a good start. And they really like the flake one as well. But yeah, this one is a reasonably priced. I mean, all of their fish foods, for what they are pretty much standard pricing. The only one that's a little bit more expensive is the Discus Gold, but like we said before, that is pretty standard with discus food. But this one here in particular, I think is a decent price for the amount you get. So again, they're going to give you the spoon in this one as well, and it's just a nice sort of container size. Not too much, but you can get the bigger version as well. I mean, this one's about 120 grams, and yeah, that's pretty much what most of them retail for. Obviously it's going to vary depending on your local fish shop and who you're buying it from, but I think the price is pretty standard across the board from what I've seen in the fish shops that I've seen it stocked at. So overall, I think it's a pretty decent price fish food, and there's a lot of variety in the different choices you can get. Obviously, as we've said, there's, like I said before, there is more varieties as well. This just isn't all of the range that they do. They do a few more as well. I think there's like another 3 or 4 more that they do in this type of range of fish foods that I haven't tried yet. But yeah, this one in particular, the Tropical Essential, just a really good all-round food for pretty much most of your tropical fish. Most of your community tanks, this food is going to be really nice, especially when you pair it with something like the Tropical Flakes Essential and give them a variety diet of that. Most of your community tank fish are going to love this type of food. So that is the Tropical Essential Granules. Righty guys, so we're going to feed our baby rainbow fish here and the cories and stuff like that in this tank, some of the Tropical Essential. So bear with me because it is hard to do this one-handed. So we're just going to throw some in here now. As you can see, they just go nuts for this food. They really, really attack it. And it's small enough, as you can see floating down here, that a lot of this is actually going to make its way down to the baby cories and the bristlenose and stuff like that as well in here. So that's a really good thing. But as you can see, the fish just absolutely attack it. Just putting the lid back on the tank. But yeah, that's pretty much the tropical essential. So just in case you forgot, it looks like this, and that is the small sinking granules. And these guys absolutely love it. So I'll move on and I'll show you another food and we'll keep going. So this is the tropical flakes. Gonna get a little bit out of here like so, bring it straight up, put it in for these turquoise rainbows. They absolutely annihilate it. And we're gonna crunch it up a little bit as well for them. So you can see they just absolutely smash this food. They really, really like the flake. And they're pretty much able to just inhale it in one go. It's a bit like crunchy in your hand, but once it hits the water, it starts softening up for the fish a little bit. And as you can see, rainbows are pretty aggressive eaters as it is, but they really, really like eating this type of food. So a lot of this will make its way down for the L333 plecos to have a bit of a feed on as well. Put a little tiny little bit more in there for them. But yeah, pretty obvious that the fish enjoy it, that's for sure. So that's the flake food. The flake food's the cheapest one out of all of them. It is quite a good price for the flake food, in my opinion. But as you can see, yeah, the fish really, really enjoying it. And here comes the L333 plecos. Always camera shy, but they'll come out in a second and start chowing down on the leftovers. This tank, I'll show you guys the feeding as well. These guys go nuts. Absolutely nuts for it. Everything just loves the Dymax fish food. The flakes in particular is a real big hit with just about any fish. I haven't seen a fish not like the flake so far. Everything just seems to really, really enjoy the flake. So that's why I'm showing off the flake a bit more, because that's typically what I feed a lot of the time. I'll treat them with the Discus food and I'll treat them with the essential, the granules. But the granules are more for my really smaller fish and the flake is more for pretty much like 90% of my fish room. So there you have it, guys. There's the review on the Dymax fish food range. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you see this fish food on your local fish shop shelf, don't forget to just give it a try. I'm not sponsored by these guys, by the way. I'm just doing a simple review. So if the Dymax people are watching, haha. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And like always, I will see you in the next one.